After my Philly cheese gate video, as I'm calling it, I thought pecan pie would be much less contentious and more friendly and lovable. I could be wrong about that. Let's see how we get on. Meccaneers, hello America, welcome back for another eating video. This week it is pecan pie. I'm kind of surprised I've never tried it before. It's right up my street. I did think this was going to be nice and relaxed and chilled after the Philly cheesecake fiasco. I'm exaggerating. It wasn't a fiasco, but you know, few people going, whoa, hold on a minute, which I expected, and all is fine. My good friend MG Merkin on the YouTube comments from a couple of weeks ago when I mentioned I was making pecan pie, he said, don't pronounce it wrong or you'll get 2/3 of America mad. I was like, what? How else do you say pecan pie? Then he said there's actually roughly 3 ways to pronounce pecan in America, depending on what region you're from. Of course, there are a lot of different regions, a lot of different accents, so it is going to sound different. But he suggests there is pecan, which I think is how I say it, pecan pie, and puckon pie. Do you want some puckons? Interesting. So there we go. I'm going to get it wrong straight away. I'm saying pecan. The recipe I'm using, I've put a link to in the description below. There is also a link to the recipe for the actual pie case itself. I could have just bought one. I decided, what the heck, it's a YouTube video, let's just make everything. So I made the pie case from scratch. 2 interesting ingredients for me this week. See, I'm just trying to do it so that I hold it and it doesn't do the re-autofocus thing, because that's so annoying to watch. I didn't do it that time. I could just turn autofocus off, but then I have to fiddle around with settings and I'll press something else, like automatically turn off camera every 5 seconds, and it'll all go wrong. So, corn syrup. Coming off the back of corn bread and corn dogs, corn syrup is not something we can get in this country because we don't grow a lot of corn like you guys do. So I had to go on the interweb, the World Wide Web of the Internet Shopping of Things site, and I bought this corn syrup. It's pretty cool. I've already measured out what I need for the recipe. That's why it looks like I've bought a bottle of corn syrup that's only half full. I've already measured it out. Yeah, really interesting. Closest thing we have to this in this country would be golden syrup, but that's made from cane sugar rather than corn like this, so it has quite a different flavour. This has a very subtle flavour. It's got a bit of added vanilla, so that's cool. Just interesting, you know, again, something that you guys probably have everywhere and don't even think about using, but here in the UK it's a bit like corn syrup. Next, molasses. Again, something I've never used in cooking before. I heard about it a lot. I wasn't sure what it was. I knew it was sweet and treacly, but I read this and it is just a byproduct of traditional sugar cane refining. So this is some kind of gunk that comes out of the sugar machine when you're making sugar. A bit like yeast extract comes out of the beer making machine. Molasses. I'm even interested in that word. Someone tell me the etymology of molasses. It's a cool word, but I'd like to know where that comes from. I could just look it up online, but it's much more fun to ask my lovely Meccaneers to look it up for me and tell me in the comments. This is pure blackstrap molasses. Now, again, I've no idea what that means. Maybe it's the thickness, the consistency, I don't know. Blackstrap, is that not a pirate from Pirates of the Caribbean? Pirate blackstrap. Bootstrap. Is there a bootstrap bill? So it's nothing to do with molasses or blackstrap. Anyway, I like how every week I am building my American ingredients store cupboard. And so my little American food shrine is growing. I can add corn syrup and molasses to my little shrine next time as well. Just about there. So in a couple of years, if I'm still going, there's going to be all kinds of stuff behind me. American posters and maps and products and cooking machines. I don't know what a cooking machine is or what that's got to do with America. Other stuff. So I guess it is time to get dans la cuisine. Allons-y! here we are, my favourite bit. Okay, so I've got it here. Smells great. It was pretty easy to make. Has filled the whole house with this gorgeous kind of caramel smell. So I'm very excited to try it. 2 mistakes I think I've made already. Firstly, I didn't grease the quiche slash pie dish tin. It's not a tin, is it? Mistake number 2, I made the pastry case too thin, rolled it too thin, and so it's barely there at all. You probably can't see that there. It's not very thick. So that, with the not greasing the pie case, made getting it out like digging up mud in a garden. You live and learn, right? Let's go for it. It looks so good. It's a great looking dessert, isn't it? It's just so inviting. Okay, I'll do it without the ice cream first because I know what this is going to taste like. Molasses, corn syrup, all that stuff. Oh, it's really very, very caramel rich. I can taste the molasses because I tried it on its own and it was like licorice, this really kind of rich, deep caramel sugariness. So that's good. Even though there's only a tablespoon in here, I can taste that. The corn syrup, of course, doesn't add a lot of flavour. That's not the whole point of the corn syrup, right? Again, it's not too sweet at all. That was my biggest worry, that it would be like, whoa, but it isn't. The nuts, just give you that kind of savoury crunch. So it's a nice counterpoint to the sweetness. So I guess the nuts kind of bring the sweetness down a bit almost. That's a gorgeous dessert. Again, just kind of ticks all these sort of romantic boxes in my head of, like kind of Thanksgiving American life with the Thanksgiving turkey and the I don't know, sweet potato, squash stuff. Obviously, I have to do a Thanksgiving video, don't I? Cook an entire Thanksgiving dinner just for me to eat. It's got to be done. Ice cream was suggested in a couple of the comments from last video to have with this. Absolutely perfect thing. You don't need anything else. I wasn't sure whether you'd have it with cream. That might be a bit rich. In this country, we probably have custard with it. I think custard is quite a British thing, guys. Let me know, Americans. I mean, some people, if you're fancy and from Europe, you call it crème anglaise, an English cream. But I mean, you must have something similar to custard, right? So, I mean, you can make your own. Eggs, milk, double cream, sugar, vanilla. That's about it. We love it in this country. Slather it on every kind of pudding you can think of. Any pudding that is, like spongy, like sticky toffee pudding, or any kind of suet puddings, jam, roly-poly. Very British dessert. Bung custard on it. So you could have custard with pecan pie as well. But I'm thinking just a bit of cold ice cream as opposed to hot ice cream. What are you talking about, Meck? Does the job. One of my lovely commenters suggested that I need some kind of scoreboard. I'm going to put their name on the screen because I've just thought of this right now. And it was one particular lady who said, why don't you rate these foods? Give them some kind of score. Her name escapes me right now, but I'm going to find it. I'm going to put her name on the screen. It's going to type up in text. Blip, 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 blip. Thank you, that person. I think I need to do some kind of scoreboard for these because it's all well and good me going, I've never had this food before and it's nice, thanks. That's great and everything, but it'd be good to kind of score them. Would I make it again? That kind of thing. Not for this video though. I'm going to do it for next video. So next video, I'm going to get a kind of scoreboard and I'm going to perhaps quickly whiz back and give all the previous ones scores. So we have a little scoreboard. So this all means something. I've not chosen what I'm making next video. The one problem that I'm facing in the coming weeks is that my kitchen is being ripped out and the floor is being dug up and it's all being kind of rebuilt. So I don't have a kitchen as of tomorrow. So Mrs. Meck and I are kind of fashioning a makeshift kitchen in another room. It's going to be a nightmare. So I don't know what my cooking abilities are going to be like in the next couple of weeks. So I might have to go for simple wins again, maybe a fluffernutter sandwich or something that doesn't require proper cooking. Who knows? We'll see. Thanks for everyone who's commented. Please like if you liked it. Please subscribe if you haven't already. If you don't want to, it's absolutely fine. No pressure. I'm just pleased that you watched this video. Love you. Bye. See you next week. Captain Meck out. Woo!